Hello students, this is Sarfraz here. This is the second video. If you have not watched the first part, you can go and watch over there. This is a very small, you can say effort from me. I started making videos of class 10 also. It would be very helpful for the students of class 10 who really like me and they want me, and they requested me on my WhatsApp, sending many messages that sir, please make videos on of class 10 also, because I have completed Flamingo class 12 book, and I am going to complete the next book of class 12 also, but in between they have told me that sir, please make videos for class 10 also. So I started. So the first part of this lesson is completed. You can see in the next video, in the previous video. This is the second part of the video. So we should start. Yes, we have completed up to that. Lencho was very sad, he was depressed, and he was just thinking about what would happen. He was thinking about the future, that there would be no corn for to eat, there would be no anaz, you can say, for the survival, and they will have to starve, they will have to go hungry, so there will be hunger, okay, in his family. Now you can see the next part. So, but in the hearts of all who lived in the solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. So, there was only one hope, that only God can help them. Okay. So, don't be so upset. Even though this seems like a total loss, remember, no one dies of hunger. So, guess who can tell this line, this soothing line, this consoling line? Who can say? So, uh, I think the woman, the wife, a very devoted, loving, beloved, or you can say a very caring wife, a wife who is always supportive to his husband. She says that don't be so upset, my lord. Even though this seems like a total loss, remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. Okay. All through the night, all through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. Lencho was an ox of a man, a very nice phrase, an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. So he was not an illiterate or uncivilized. For civilized person, it is mandatory to have the potential, to have the ability to write, to express one thing in letter. Okay, so he was literate. The following Sunday at daybreak, he began to write a letter, which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail, and it was nothing less than a letter to God. So that was a letter from Lencho side to God, and there is some information we have to keep in our mind. The first point is, all through the night, Lencho was thinking about one hope, that he would write a letter. Okay, and he was having a firm belief in God, and that's why his conscience, ज़मीर कह सकते हैं इसको. लेंचो के बारे में ये भी कहा गया कि लेंचो was an ox of man. An ox of a man means बहुत ही ज़्यादा मेहनत करने वाला person, ठीक है ना. And he was working like animals in the field. And another information, that on which day he started writing a letter. So on Sunday, the following Sunday, the coming Sunday. Okay, and where he put that letter? So in the town, in the mailbox. Okay, so these are the information to have in our head. God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm. So this is the introductory line of that letter. You can see the how sad or how depressed or how melancholy he's now, and he's telling that, if you will not help me, so who is there to help? You can send me 100 pesos in order to sow the field, and the remaining, yes, I'll grow the crop again. So this is the introductory part of his letter, and then he wrote to God on the envelope. So on the envelope for address, he wrote the God. put the letter inside, and still troubled, went to town at the post office, and he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. I think there is nothing to explain, because these are the very simple sentences we can easily understand. Next paragraph I just go through. Okay, so one of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily, dil se hans raha tha, and showed him the letter to God. So he was the postman. He talked to the highest, the senior. Okay, never in his career as a postman had he known that address. Postmaster, fat, amiable. So amiable, very friendly and very pleasant person. A person who is not corrupted or very rude. He was very amiable, and that's why he went to the senior postmaster, you can say, and they were talking about that later. Also broke out laughing. So even the fellow, the senior person, also started laughing. So broke out laughing means कह कहे लगा कर हंसते हैं. But almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter in on his desk, commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter." कितना यकीन है उसको अपने गॉड पर. वॉट फेथ, काश, आई विश, काश, आई हैड द फेथ ऑफ द मैन, मैं भी उस इंसान की तरह, मैं मतलब ख्वाहिश मतलब कर रहा है कि आई हैड द फेथ ऑफ द मैन, काश मैं भी रखता वैसा फेथ, हु रोड दिस लेटर, स्टार्टिंग अप अ कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस विद गॉड, जो डायरेक्ट गॉड को लेटर लिखा है. सो in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea: answer the letter. But when he opened it, it was evident, it was clear, okay, that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees, and he himself gave part of the salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. So they helped, they contributed, and by contribution they collected money, but luckily that money was only 30 pesos, 70 pesos. Okay, so this is the story that at that time when he was present, in this story you will find that the people who are working in post office, they given their contribution as a matter of charity, as an act of charity. Okay, next paragraph we see, it was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. Only a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature: God. So as a signature, God. So who is giving the money? All the employees, and even the the senior post master. Okay, they contributed the money, but it was not 100 pesos, it was more than half. It was more than half of the amount. Okay, so this is the story. So this is the second part of the video. Just wait for the third part, because it would be a very long video. So listen, there is some question, oral comprehension check. Who or what did Lencho have faith in? Who? So in God he was having a full and firm belief that only God can help. What did he do? So he wrote a letter to his God and asked him, demanded 100 pesos to recrop. Okay, and who read the letter? Letter was read by the postman first, and then postmaster. And what did the postmaster do then? Postmaster asked his employees to collect the money, and they collected more than half of the amount, and they just they put the money in an envelope and addressed to Lencho, and as a signature he wrote God. Okay, so this is the second part of this lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and just wait for the second, keep watching and just wait for the third part of this lesson. So thank you very much. Keep watching and keep learning. Thank you again.